Hello, how are you? I hope this video finds you really well. I'm going to start explaining a little bit about my journey within the languages that I speak. And well, to start with, I will introduce myself. My name is Marina. I was born in Madrid 36 years ago, so quite a long time ago. And I think this is the first time that I'm actually gonna try and fit in all of my journey within 5 minutes, so I'm gonna try and do my best. So everything starts in a family where everybody speaks just only Spanish, apart from some, like part of my family that speaks Euskera because they live in Basque Country. Some of my family as well speak Mallorquin because they live in Mallorca. But apart from that, no one really spoke any other language than the languages within Spain, right? So at school, since very early age, I started taking some English classes, and that was mandatory. So at that time, I think English was starting to get quite a famous or popular language to learn, especially for kids. And the level, I'd say, it wasn't that great. Actually, I started learning English already, I think it was already high school. I don't think I had any English in elementary school or primary school. And yeah, like the way they would teach English to us, it wasn't very effective, I would say. Like, we would not know how to speak to anybody or how to, I don't know, deal with the language with anyone else apart from the classroom. But actually, quite astonishing, it was that we did take also French. But actually French, it was given, I don't know, in a much more effective way. And I could actually talk French pretty well. So oui, je peux un petit peu parler français. Je m'appelle Marina. But actually, I lost all of my French when I went to the States because I had the amazing opportunity to study junior year in high school. And that was in Massachusetts, Arlington High School, near Boston, in the States. So at the age of 15, I traveled to the other side of the world and I did 1 year there. And yeah, my English obviously started to get a lot better. One of the main reasons why I decided to travel the way to the States, it was because I was very afraid that the selectivity exam, el examen de selectividad, I was probably gonna fail. My level of English was so bad that I was just like really afraid that I didn't even know how to get a grasp of the level, of the language, right? It was quite funny because I was taking even private classes, I was taking like classes, you know, like outside of school as well, but somehow I could not bring English into my brain. Like, it was just something that it would not work. So I had the opportunity to do that and it was just fantastic. So I went over to the States saying things like, oh, this is very big, or do you want to talk? Talk. I used to say talk. So then, yeah, it was just really the beginning of my learning curve, or like just actually starting to understand the language. And then when I returned to Spain during my degree, I did sports science. I think it was like third or fourth year of my degree. I went all the way to Germany. So I went to Köln. Hallo, alles, ich bin Marina. Aber ich habe alles vergessen. Ich kann nur ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. But yeah, again, I kind of like learned some German when I was there. It was 1 full year and I think I could actually speak pretty okay. But then again, like with English, you go everywhere and I kind of like, yeah, left it. So my level of French and the level of German that I had is kind of like, yeah, it's just slipped away. Like, I don't actually remember like to speak properly. I think if I was to get back to it, I could probably refresh it and yeah, but maybe there's something that I would like to do a little bit in the future. And then what else did I do? So I actually, after that Erasmus year, I went to study one year in Granada, and after that, so that was for my master's, and after that I got a scholarship to study abroad, and I chose the University of Brighton. So I did some placement there, and then I applied for a scholarship to do my PhD and actually won it. So then I spent the 3 years of the PhD plus a couple more years that I was working there in the UK. And that was just probably like the turning point of my English, to be able to actually, like live in the country with no stress, and I could actually, obviously communicate properly. And that gave me access to then in 2019 to start my inner journey, that I call it. Like, I started traveling all over the world. I started from India, I went to Sri Lanka, I lived as well in Mexico, I lived in France, I lived in Greece, I also lived in Brazil. How to say now? I know I can't speak Portuguese. Oh my god, I could speak a little bit of Portuguese back then as well. So then kind of like I traveled into very many different places, and I felt so comfortable like doing that on my own. I think that was like the main reason, was because I could communicate. Like everywhere you go, there's always someone that can communicate in English, and I think that's just like an amazing tool to have. Obviously, if I knew proper Portuguese when I went to Brazil, or if I knew proper French when I went to live in Paris, or if I knew proper Greek when I went to live in Greece, probably would have been even much more easier. I also lived in Italy, but yeah, I would just use my English knowledge to move around, and I feel blessed really to be able to move on my own without the need of, you know, like even like someone to come with me and translate. So I think that's something that I would encourage everyone, of course, to have the opportunity to be free in this sense. And then after all of this moving around the world, I ended up here in Cádiz. I was teaching in yoga teacher trainings, and I was actually teaching in English. So I've been teaching Zumba, dance, aerobics, yoga. Also, I've been teaching Spanish for English speakers, and also the other way around, so like English for Spanish speakers. And I've been using the languages in like a wide range of different contexts. And now I ended up studying the Masters of Education, and I think also like being able to teach in a different language to students here in Spain is like a super tool as well. And I think it could actually, I don't know, like give that I don't know, like the strength to your students as well to see that it's possible, right? And that it's not that hard, but also, of course, like I had the chance to learn the languages abroad. It's not that actually, for me, it was not easy learning the language while staying in Spain, like whilst I was here, or maybe, I don't know, maybe the procedures or the way that the teachers at the time tried to, I don't know, teach me wasn't really working for me. So it was really like just going outside and being in the country that really allowed me to really learn the language. So, ich kann nur ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. Je peux un petit peu français parler. Muito obrigada. and I think that's about that, about my journey. And of course, I'm open. Like I think my dream would be to actually marry a man that can speak a different language that I speak, so then our kids will speak at least 3 languages. That would be really cool. But other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for being here. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí. And this is my language journey, my biography. Thank you again. Bye.